So Mark, tell us about Black Olive and the motivation behind the business.
Black Olive Catering, we're based in Melbourne in Errol Street. It basically came around because people were interested in the Indigenous herbs and flavours. Been utilising for like my whole life basically. Introduced to them by my elders and did an apprenticeship. And then I came out of the apprenticeship and I thought, well, look, we've got all this amazing produce here. Why not infuse it into everyday cooking? And that's how it came about, basically. And not only that, great product.
So how did you make that transition, Mark, from being a trained chef into establishing and running your own business?
A tough one, really. I think, you have a career crisis every now and mine happened after about 15 years. And basically wanted to do something new, didn't know what I wanted to do, and saw a sign one day, joined community television. That's what I did. Joined and learnt the basics. There was a call come out for Indigenous people nationally in '94 to train under Uncle Lester Bostock in Sydney here out at AFTRS, and worked there for 6 months. It was great, learned all aspects of TV. That's where my interest really got sparked in with media. I just loved that whole environment, talking, and it was really buzzy. And joined an extras agency, so that got me on set to see how everything worked, which was really good. But still working in agencies and, putting myself out there, working at theatre restaurants and, as a temp at a restaurant or a cafe, and still working in food industry as well. And then basically '96 came up, had the offer to set up a restaurant, which I did in the West End Hotel here in Pitt Street. Put that together, thought I'd give it 18 months, see how did it go. During that time we did catering for film sets as well. So again, still involved with film. And then the call came out for first time directors basically to adapt a screenplay. So I did that and mine was chosen with great surprise. So adapted this short story. It was chosen and as part of the Shifting Sand series. So again, went to these film festivals, amazing, and I thought, great, I really enjoy this industry and I can still cook as well. '98, heard about a course in Melbourne, thought I'd go and do theatre for 2 years. Why not? So it learnt me how to, present and talk and get out there and lighting and costume. It was really exciting. But not only that, a break, but still working in food. So I was still tamping myself out. 2000 took a break, cooked, saved money, developing recipes and cooking and loving it. And 2001 applied for a course at VCA, the Victorian College of the Arts, and got in and did a BA 3 years. That gave me the time to write the Outback Cafe, sit down and figure out the concept and still work in the industry, food industry, which was great. And came out, then got a producer and everything else, shot the pilot, 2006 it aired, and now it's in 100 countries around the world. So it's been a huge journey, but I've always had food through that whole journey as well. So it's been exciting, it's been hard, it's been very diverse, but I love it. I just love it.
And how transferable was the skill set from sort of media into the kitchen and vice versa?
People might think this is a bit crazy, but working in kitchens and have done for a long time, and working on film sets and directing films and stuff like that, I equated it just being in a kitchen. Our cameraman's our sous chef, our director's, okay, head chef. The runner, okay, the dishwasher. So that analogy in my head, placing people on a set, was how I did it, So, yeah, it was quite different, but that's how I understood it. And it was interesting and fun, and I just love the atmosphere that it all created, and plus the communication aspect.
And what about the sort of business side of your first business? Was that a tricky sort of back end to grapple with?
Oh yeah, it's always hard. You're always worried about your finances and if you're going to have enough, and the turnover, and if people are going to like your product. And but that's where that whole experience came in. The theatre and the TV is going out there, putting yourself out there, talking about your product, and giving them an insight into your and your enthusiasm about what you're doing. And through that's picked up great jobs with Tourism Australia and Qantas and a lot of big corporates, and the wagon to G'day LA and New York. It's been amazing journeys along the way that the media's given me those opportunities. So again, young Indigenous kids look at that and they think, oh wow, but it is hard work. It's not an easy ride. You've really got to put it in.
So the media facet's been quite central to your business growth.
Oh, totally. And I think it's helped a lot. But not only that, I think the uniqueness of what we offer as well is a real hook for a lot of corporates. They want to impress their overseas clients with something totally different. And look, we've got a lot of great produce in this country, but we've got a lot of great native, produce in this country, and incorporating the both showcases what we've really got in this country. So.
And what advice would you have to other small businesses looking to sort of establish and leverage some media exposure?
Look, get a PA, get out there and put a bit of money into the marketing side of it. But for me, it was a lot of just putting myself out there and going and, seeing people and talking to clients and going and knocking on doors and saying, look, we've got this great product. Leave you some, Muntry muffins, or what are Muntry muffins? We'll taste them, So just those sorts of things. Go and see the CEO and have a chat to him, and just put yourself out there sometimes. Don't be frightened.
And persistence.
And a lot of persistence. And a lot of sleepless nights, but it's all fun in the end, and it's enjoyable.
Was it tough to sort of peak that consumer taste initially?
Look, it was. People freaked out that we had our coat of arms: kangaroo, emu, crocodile. It's great. It's just getting their perception of how to change the way they think about it. And how I tell people when I do my presentations and stuff, that we go to the butchers and we ask for a kilo of we don't ask for a kilo of sheep, pig or cow. We actually ask for the cut, so it's beef, pork or lamb. But when you go and ask for kangaroo, emu, crocodile, camel, goat, you instantly associate the animal in your head. You see this cute little kangaroo hopping around. I think lambs are cute, but we'll put a bullet in it and eat it. So it's just the way we think about this food, and just that disassociation of what we're eating.
Does that present any unique challenges in the sort of supply network?
No, not really, because look, there's other angles in the Indigenous ingredients. Basically, we've got the herbs, we've got the spices, we've got the fruits. So you incorporate those all through, your biscuits, your jams, your chutneys, your sauces, cheesecakes, whatever. It's an exciting product to be utilising, and a lot of chefs are jumping on board now and understanding that we've got this unique ingredient in this country. And so a lot of the non-Indigenous chefs are now jumping on and going, wow, this is our product. It's not a prawn on a barbie or a can of Foster's. It's this amazing product, what we've got here, and we should be proud of it.
And is that a worry for you as a business owner with such a unique product offering, other people sort of coming into the space, or do you encourage that?
Look, encourage it. It's good to get the product out there, because really it's only going to make the product grow commercially, and it's going to be more available. We've got great suppliers at the moment, which is great. It all depends on the weather, if they have a good season for the wattle suit around summer, and the leafy greens around, the winter areas. It's sort of like when that produce is abundant, it's for everyone.
And how do you ensure return custom with such a unique product? How do you make sure people keep coming back?
Oh, look, mix and match it up, offer new product, introduce new flavours. But not only that, as part of the business as well is, go and talk about it and get out there and tell your client what you're giving them and give a little presentation while you're there. So, turn up even if they're just sandwiches. Okay, your sandwiches have smoked emu or they have smoked kangaroo, or it's got a Kochie relish, which is this lovely bush tomato, or you've infused lemon myrtle into the mayonnaise for their whatever they're eating. So they get excited about that. And I think with a lot of the cooking shows on telly now, people are curious. They become very sophisticated about what they're eating, and they're curious about the new product that's out there, and you've got to talk about it.
And then once you've got that traction in the marketplace, is the sort of the book, the TV show, the media exposure a natural progression?
Yeah, it is. It encompasses the whole journey, really. It's bringing everything together for the client. They see the work that's gone into it, because it is a long journey that has been put into this, that I've put into it, and I think they really appreciate that. It encompasses that whole thing together.
And as a business, how do you make the most of that media exposure?
It's exciting, really, because getting it out there and into the media and getting it out there to a lot of people. With a lot of these cooking shows that I'm invited on, it's exposing it to the everyday mums and dads, but not only that, to the kids as well. And I think, I know that's the market that I try and target. Get these flavours on their palate. We'll take them to all of these other fast food places. They're addicted. Let's get them addicted to this really unique product and be proud of what we've got here. And that's the next generation that's going to take it on and really discover the new flavours and then make that a commercial product.
So you've built a really great business. You have a great media career, and you've also won a Deadly in 2006. You're a role model for a lot of young Indigenous people. Who were your role models growing up?
Oh, well, besides my mum and dad, I had a great chef, Reno, who trained me, and really took me under his wing, and an Italian chef. My whole 4 years, so I had the one steady, constant guide, and pushing me to do this and strive and be a bit different. And I was a bit of a challenge.
To stay on track?
To stay on track, yeah.
Okay.
But I think with the work ethic that was given by my parents, they worked really hard, and I think understanding that their journey was a hard journey. And for Indigenous people in the 70s, it was a hard journey, and in the 60s. So, understanding that, respecting that journey and what our elders went through, and taking that baton and taking it by the horns and going with it, I think, hope make them proud. But not only that, for other kids that are coming along, that, you've got to respect somebody in your life, along the way, and especially in Indigenous communities. With technology now, it's changing the structure of a lot of things, and I think with Indigenous kids, it's changing rapidly with technology, and we're losing some parts of that. So, if I can be this role model to get out there and just talk about that, but not only that to get them to understand their journey as well, it'll be a better place.
So as a successful entrepreneur, you've really taken responsibility to give something back to the sort of young Indigenous business community.
Oh, totally, and encourage these young kids out there that, my journey was a hard journey. Seen a lot of food trends along the way as well. And the structure of learning these days is totally different as well. But, to give them guidance, and, they might ring up and say, Uncle, what do you got this, and how can we do this? And, so you put yourself out there and just give them a little bit of guidance and just say, well, look, you just got to keep persisting. Do this, keep on the right track, be honest, be very, straight up with your clients, and hopefully they'll take that on board. And
is that quite a rewarding role?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's good to see when you've got other young kids that are coming on saying that. It's funny because I don't think I'm old, but I am. It's funny how, they come along and say, look, we've seen you grow, we've seen you progress, and you've done amazing things. And it's, yes, it is nice to hear, but, and I think it's with everybody, when you're just working, you're doing your day-to-day thing, and, you know, being very fortunate, I've had a lot of guidance along the way. I've listened to a lot of people and take a note, basically, and I think that's what I try and share as well. Listen, learn, and put it into action.
So reflecting on that career, Mark, what are your top tips for young entrepreneurs out there?
Oh, look, work hard, look at the market, really go out there and find out what's in the market, how you can sort of like make a difference within that market. Go out there and visit your clients, you know, go out there and put yourself out there, say hello, you know, send that Christmas card and thank them for their business. And not only that, it's mixing it up as well, keeping the menus, you know, up to date and fresh, and going out there and looking around what's on the market. I think that's really important.
And a sincere interest as well. How important has that been to your career? Because you've gone from chefing and into media, TV, written a book. How important is it really enthusiastic and legitimate interest in what you do?
Look, it's exciting, you know. It's exciting when you're out there visiting other people and visiting cultures, and, you know, a lot of Indigenous communities that invite me in. I'm so lucky that I get to do that, go to a lot of parts of Australia that people don't even get into. And that's exciting, discovering what they're eating, and not only that, how I can help them nutritionally, but and how I can share what I've done with these communities, because it is tough out there sometimes, and for Indigenous communities it is a lot tougher. And I just hope I can give them a bit of guidance, but a bit of inspiration, and help them along the way.
So for someone starting out in business or early in their career, how do they go about finding a good mentor?
Oh, a little bit of homework. Going out there, and I think, yeah, it's a lot of homework actually. Finding people that have been successful. See if you can get, you know, an hour of their time, just sit down and have a chat. Well, that's how I did it. You know, basically seeing people in the industry that, you know, I thought had made, you know, great steps to get their business to where it was going. Not only that, there's been a lot of help for Indigenous communities around, but I've had, you know, a little bit of help with government agencies through, well, a little bit of funding, but not only that, the support from, you know, from them with our catering. So, you know, those little steps, and then once you find out who of those players are in those roles, you go and have a chat to them. You know, these are guys that have been in this, you know, industry. It might have been marketing or finance or an accountant, or, you know, just go and have a chat with these guys as well, and just have a chat with them, and not suck them for all their knowledge, but just take in what you need, you know, and how you can incorporate into your business to make it successful.
And how do you get the most out of those relationships?
You know, it's just keeping in contact, going have a coffee. Hi, how are you going? How's your day? You know, how's business going for you? And you'll get a call from them too. You know, how's business? You know, they might have given you a bit of guidance. How are you incorporating that now into your business? You know, or how can we help? So, you know, little steps like that I think are really important. And like I said before, I think putting yourself out there is a big component of it.
So you've really got to reciprocate the sort of advice and help.
Yeah, and the
way.
relationship, and nurture that relationship too. And look, we're all acquaintances in the end when you're in business, you know what I mean? So, but why not be friends doing it? So.
Sure. And what are some of the unique challenges faced by Indigenous entrepreneurs?
I think, you know, the product, getting the product out there, and when you're starting your business, don't go full on Indigenous, you know, the kangaroo, the emus, the wallabies, the smoked eels, the, you know, God forbid grubs. But it's Incorporating what you've got, those herbs, into something that they've eaten before, and that's how I did it with the restaurant. You know, you might have come and had a filet mignon, but it was a kangaroo fillet wrapped in smoked emu sitting on a bed of warrigal, you know, a native warrigal green with a pepperberry sauce and some mushrooms. Looked like a filet mignon, but the tastes were totally different. Crocodile, fill it with wallaby, kangaroo, might look like chicken, it could be full of, you know, crocodile, but those sorts of things make it look like something that they've eaten before or very familiar with, and slowly incorporate a full-on Indigenous menu married with a Western menu with infused flavours into, you know, the product. So yeah, we found out the hard way first. We thought, okay, we'll get out there and we'll put emu and this and that, and found out that not everybody likes the coat of arms, but once you start incorporating it slowly, they understand the flavours, and just don't knock them over the head too quick with it.
And for yourself, what's the future of Black Olive?
Oh, look, love to have another TV show. Hopefully that'll be on the cards soon. But look, media's changing. There's the internet now, which is just huge. So who knows? But for Black Olive Catering, we will definitely be around for hopefully another 5 years. Want to keep that journey going. But not only that, put it out there to other Indigenous people that, you know, you can start a business. It's going to be hard work, but, you know, if you can get out there and make a difference, you're going to make a lot of other kids happy.
Terrific. Thanks a lot for your time, Mark.
Thanks, Alex.